Hello Switchers and Gamers, Landon Media here. So today I want to give you guys a quick guide video on how to survive tornadic winds without an intercept vehicle. So if you're the chaser gamer that doesn't have the diameter 3 and you're doing so much great chasing on these probe intercepts, but unexpectedly you make a probe intercept and you be like, darn, I got sucked in, I was just too close. So if you guys were holding the space bar while fighting against the tornadic wind field, you're making a mistake on this. So in order to effectively get away from the tornadic wind field, you have to do this. So before I explain why the spacebar key is not useful enough, even though it's meant to hold down your brakes and make sure you're not gonna roll away, but the problem is that you're not creating enough resistance. So I mean, you're not moving, you're trying to make sure you're not going to keep rolling down, but that's not very effective. So in order to completely fight against the tornadic wind field, you have to do reverse driving. So this is something a lot of many gamers don't do, and I've actually learned this myself, and I've actually gotten better with it, and not many don't pull this off. But I pull it off most of the time, but there were instances where I was kind of too close to the core and I got sucked in. Anyway, coming back to us about to explain is that, so do reverse driving while trying to back away, but not just holding down the reverse key. You want to keep holding down the S key, and additionally, you want to hold the A key to turn left. Now this might sound very questionable because isn't that going to pull me in? No, not exactly, because while you guys are reverse driving and holding left to do clockwise reverse rotation, like kind of do reverse driving while you're turning left, you're actually creating resistance against the winds that are going against you in counterclockwise. So you want to keep doing that. So every tornado is spinning clockwise, but your goal here, while you're still getting pulled in just a slight bit, but not too much, but you're kind of getting pulled in, you want to keep holding down the S reverse key and the A left key to keep driving backwards, but in clockwise, rotation though. You want to keep doing that. While you're doing that, you may not be moving much, but at least you're creating a lot more resistance, so you're not going to spin. Now you might slide or drift on the road or on land, but it's going to be very weak though, so you're going to slide just a slight bit, keep sliding just a little bit, but not as much. But sooner or later, the tornado itself is already going to be moving along away from your probe and away from you at the same time. And if it's gone, you survived. Now what if it's the other way around, which was you turned around, but you're driving away, facing away at the tornado? What would happen if you were in that situation? Same thing. Keep going forward, but hold the D key, which is your right key, keep driving to the right, and you want to keep driving clockwise against the tornado wind field that's kind of, going away from your southeast, essentially. So keep doing that, and you might think that you might spin around, which there is a possibility you might spin around, but the inflow winds are going to be coming at you in counterclockwise. So you want to keep going, driving clockwise rotation against the tornadic wind field, and eventually, or not eventually, sooner or later, I would say, that you will be out of the tornado's path and you'll be fine. I kept doing this every time on smaller tornadoes. The bigger tornadoes like stovepipes or even wedges in some ways, this is not very effective in that method. So it's much better if you do it in the much smaller tornadoes. So hopefully you chaser gamers found this very helpful, though I've been able to pull this off. Like I said, most of the time, there were some instances where I was a bit too close and I still get sucked in. So just be mindful of how close you are during a probe deployment intercept. Anyway, that's it for the quick explanation guide on how to completely get away from the tornadic winds, and that way you don't ever get killed in the suck zone. So, you chasers have fun out there. I'll see you guys wherever the matchmaking will take us to. You chasers, never stop chasing. Keep doing extreme chasing, and I'll see you folks next time.